Lily. Oh my gosh, you named yourself after my puppy?
I often meet people and they tell me, "Oh, I love that name. It's my cat or my dog's name."
Yeah, it's my bird. What can I do for you?
Um, I explained before my call that I'm in the middle of a divorce.
Oh,
I've been married for nearly 10 years. I have two little boys. They're 6 and 8. I didn't discover until the 5th year of my marriage that my husband had been diagnosed with PTSD through the VA. He was a Marine for 12 years, and it explained a lot of some of the behavior that he had while we were married. And
but not when you were dating, so he developed this after dating?
we did not date very long, and I
Why?
made a hasty decision. I wanted to
Why
have
did not?
children.
Well, we couldn't wait another year. How old were you?
I was 37.
And how long did you date him? Are you looking at your watch?
About 9 months.
Okay, then. Well, that's too bad. All righty. What can I do for you?
My question is for my two sons. We co-parent well together. If we have different disagreements over a parenting issue, such as the technology is something we argue about over how much the boys should be on it. And so I finally stopped arguing with him about it and just sent him research so that it could speak for itself. And he would just tell, say to the boys, well, she's just a fanatic. She's just being fanatical. And I can ignore that, but the technology at times has caused outbursts of anger from him, like when my son is playing a game and, he's trying to get to the next level and he says, oh, Dad,
I'm not going to be able to help you because you took 9 months to not know the man, to make 2 kids with him, to realize he has problems that are going to show up forever, whether you're married or divorced. The only thing you solved by the divorce is you don't have to deal with it all the time, but the kids do. So I don't have any advice to make this better. This is why I'm on the air telling people take 2 years before you make that decision, because you will notice things that you will probably avoid no matter what your age is. So once you've made these errors of not getting to know somebody, getting married, making kids, getting a divorce, not everything is fixable. I hate having to say that, but your kids are going to suffer from daddy's behavior because you picked him to be their daddy.
Yes, ma'am.
We're stuck now. I really appreciate that 99% of people who call me think I'm going to have some magical fix. But the reason I do this on radio and not in my office is so everybody can learn. So people are learning from you right now. I can't tell you anything. He's going to rage, and they're going to be impacted. So family therapy with you and the kids ongoing until they're up and out will probably be very useful.
All right.
So a therapist can help sort of make it a little less horrendous. But the only thing you accomplished by the divorce is you don't have it in your face every day.
Yes.
You didn't help the kids with the divorce.
No.
No.
But I think
Thank you.
under the circumstances of where I am now, I love my children very, very much. And I can't
I'm sure
make
you
up
do.
for the
No.
how
That's why I'm
are.
asking you to go to counseling with them. Get a
All
good
right.
family therapist. That's an MFC, MFT, same thing. And just start going with them so the therapist and you can help them deal with the mistake you made.
I will do that.
Good. Let's make this. I can't make this better, but we can make it less rotten. Okay, less crummy, less sucky. Kai, welcome to the program.
Hi, Dr. Laura. How are you?
Good. What's up?
Thank you for taking my call. I really appreciate you talking to me today. I'm calling today because I'm wondering what I should be looking for in a therapist.
I really don't know how to answer that question, because most of what you would know, you don't know until you've been there for a while, unless you had 62 positive reviews. So, or
Correct.
references from people you respect. So are you seeing a therapist? Have you been in therapy?
Yes, ma'am. I began therapy for the first time about 6 months ago.
And
so
the
I've had
reason
this
that you
therapy
decided to start therapy was?
because I had a lot of things from my childhood that I just seemed to be hindering me as an adult in my adult life.
How did you become
and-
aware of that?
Well, honestly, listening to your show, and I would hear the different people calling in, and there were specific times when you would say, I would recommend seeing a therapist and having some long-term therapy for this. And it seemed like the issues I was dealing with.
Okay, you're crackling in and out. Have you moved from your original place when you started to talk to me?
I'm sorry, is that better?
Yes, thank you. So what is disheartening about this therapy?
I began seeing therapy. It was for personal therapy. And about a session or two into it, he wanted my wife to come and join us in the therapy session, which was great. And that worked out really well. And so then it just sort of became couples therapy. And that was going really well for a while. And but the past few weeks,
wait a minute. You okay, but did you inquire with the therapist as to what happened to working on how your childhood was impacting you, or did the therapist just think he could take care of that in the context of the marital therapy?
Yes. Well, what he said was what was happening in my current life it would all sort of manifest during my relationship, my wife and our relationship, and those things that I was experiencing would come out when she and I would be arguing or whatever the case may be.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what made him determined to bring my wife into these sessions.
Right. And you said that's been successful. So why are you dismayed?
Because lately I've been bringing him some very specific problems, very specific things going on in my life, and asking sort of for advice. Like, when people will call you and you say, this is what I think you should do, or here's my advice with that. And he doesn't give me advice. And the last time the session last week, I was talking about something about my daughter specifically, and he told me that it was unethical of him to tell me one way or the other what to do, or even give me an opinion about it.
Well, that's not what he does. He does more of the existential counseling of dealing with your reactions to things, your perceptions, how you get triggered, etc. And he's been very successful at that. So I don't see you getting another counselor, because what you needed, you're getting. Now you're wanting me. So if you want to ask specific questions, call me. But that's not what he's there for.
I see. Okay.
If you have a specific problem with your daughter, bring your daughter in with you. Then he will be able to help you just like he helped you with your wife.
Okay, I see that.
I mean, you hear me a lot of times going, I don't know what's going on the other side. Can you call them and put them on the phone with us? Very few people have the courage to follow through. They prefer just to whine about it. So
right.
You understand,
Right.
I do that too. And then today I had to move on from one woman because there wasn't enough information. So I was
Right.
not going to give any flip answer. He's fine. You're with a good therapist. He's helping you.
Okay.
He just isn't going to be the answer man.
Okay. I guess I didn't have any expectations of, because he asked me last week, he sort of said, what is it that you need from me right now? And I said,
Right.
I didn't know at that time.
Yeah,
I said,
you needed him to be the answer man.
Right. Exactly.
And
exactly.
that's not what he does. But what he does well. So don't miss out on what he does well.
Okay. Well, I really appreciate that. Thank you for that insight. That helps a lot.
You're very welcome. Sarah, welcome to the program.
Hi, Dr. Laura. Thanks for taking my call. I appreciate it.
Thank you. What can I do for you?
Okay, so I'll try and keep the story brief. My parents have been divorced for about 20 years now. Once they got divorced,